What's up, YouTube? And welcome to Knowledge Builds Wealth. Today's video, I want to talk about the collapse of Bitcoin. That's right, you heard me. The collapse of Bitcoin. Bitcoin, it's gonna fall as low as 4K within 1 year. The stats, it don't lie. Let me take you back to FY18, where the value of Bitcoin, it actually ranged around 3K plus per coin. Now, we all know what happened in FY19. The pandemic, the stimulus checks, and the low interest rates. This actually resulted in Bitcoin skyrocketing to a high of 69K plus. Currently, the coin, it is falling, and it is falling fast. Don't believe this freaking pump that is going on right now, because I guarantee you all, it's going to go back down. And this is largely due to not being a must-have coin, meaning the market sentiment, it has left the coin industry and moved on to somewhere else. So let me go a little deeper with some facts on the collapse of Bitcoin. So, fact number one. Bitcoin, it is down at 70% from its all-time high in November. Fact number two, Ethereum, it is even down 80% high from its all-time high. Fact number three, some coins have gone to zero value, such as the Terra Luna. Now, we all remember exactly what happened with the Terra Luna. Everybody thought that was the coin, the future. I mean, it got me also, ain't a lie. You know what I'm saying? My husband, he even thought about investing in Terra Luna. I think he actually did buy some Terra Luna. But hey, don't tell him I told you all that right there. Fact number four. Crypto firms and exchanges are laying off their workers. Fact number five. Freezes has been placed on crypto banks. I know of 2 banks so far that actually had freezes placed on them. So that means that people could not get their money out of it. And I'm pretty sure there are going to be more freezes coming up in the near future as well. Fact number 6. Crypto scams are starting to come to light. I mean, let's take a pause to this right here fact. Many people such as NFL players, YouTubers, and movie stars, they were pumping out freaking all these coins throughout last year, only to have you get into it, and once you got into it, it went down. So it was a lot of pump and dump scams. And fact number 7, NFTs. They are also playing a factor because some of them are actually that were selling at 50K or more. They are now selling either half the price or lower. Okay, so now that I went over all the facts, let me now go into what I think corporations are currently doing to this collapse of Bitcoin. I believe that the corporations are now tightening their spending or tightening their belts, as you can say. Since the rise of inflation, and it's going to get higher, corporations, they are only investing in assets that are producing outputs that provide products. So since crypto don't provide products, they're not going to invest in crypto. Crypto does not have investor relation to provide investors with updates about the company, such as their innovation. They don't have annual reports. They don't have directors. Crypto basically don't have any way for you to contact the people in charge of the company overall. So this is why corporations are starting to stay away from crypto, basically because they have no rules, no laws, and no standards. The sentiment is low. The crypto market sentiment, it basically describes the general emotional opinion and attitude of investors towards an asset. It conveys the crowd psychologically of those involved in trading and development of the cryptocurrencies as reflected through social and trading metrics. I went over the corporations. Now let me tell you about the everyday people that invested in crypto. Many of them was putting in a little bit at a time in it just to see what would happen to their money. Right now, the priority of extra money is not being put into crypto, but rather in ways to combat this inflation, which means they are saving more and spending less. There is no more play money to help fuel the rise of Bitcoin. They are also being conservative with their money. Did you know that over the past 2 years, Bitcoin, it actually grew in volume because they had a large percentage of new investors. According to Next Advisors, about 55% of Bitcoin investors, it actually started in the last year. I believe that a lot of these new investors were the ones that got caught in the downfall, meaning when it started to fall, they did not cut their losses soon enough. They lost a lot of their money, and the likelihood of them returning will not be as high, only because they do not want to feel the way they felt when they lost a huge loss. Trying to find new investors on this downfall to take in the risk of losing it all is highly unlikely. So Bitcoin is going to lose its steam and the price will continue to fall. Now let me discuss the crypto market where Bitcoin lies. The volatility has been out of control, meaning there has been a lot of pumps and hardly any dumps. Now that it is dumping, we are beginning to see what history has shown us all along. Bitcoin is not a pump and dump coin, only because it can be used internationally as a way to exchange money. But, I'm saying but, for the past 4 years, it has been used as a pump coin, which resulted in a big dump once we hit the rise of inflation. I believe that once the coin stabilizes at 4K or less, then you will begin to see the sentiment come back towards Bitcoin. This means that the coin will go up and it will generate the process of being used the correct way, which is exchanging money from one person to another, buying and selling. This is my thoughts on the rise and fall of Bitcoin. Please do your own research. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.